Welcome to the PSR YouTube channel. Hey, I love YouTube. YouTube's awesome. It's awesome. You should become a YouTube creator. Totally. This video will get monetized. Yes.
Whoa, yeah. We're having lots of family fun now. Whoa, yeah. None of these are real guns now. Whoa, yeah. Also got a Patreon, the link is in description. Got some merch too, yeah, you know you wanna get some.
Thank you for being patient. I think we've stroked the algorithm enough for today. The video starts in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of PSR. As always, it's a joy to have you here with me. Today, we're going over a recap of my 2024 Finnish Brutality experience. And it was quite an experience, let me tell you. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys for sticking around. There's been some troubling stuff with YouTube on this channel, unfortunately, and I got a second strike, which is one away from permanent ban for life on YouTube. And it was over a lever action video, which is unfortunate. I had re-uploaded it because it had gotten originally taken down because I had done a collaboration with Fan of Them, which, as you know, we do giveaway stuff, and other channels, big channels, don't get messed with for doing collaborations with Fan of Them. Ya boy, I get messed with, unfortunately, because YouTube definitely has it out for me. But with that said, there was a silver lining in the whole thing where I was able to actually speak with someone at YouTube, and they realized that this was an error, this strike, and so they were able to get the strike removed. So I'm down on one strike now, and that expires in April, so hopefully we won't get any more strikes. But let's move on to Finnish Brutality. But first, I gotta thank the channel sponsor for PSR, and that is Aves Engineering. Guys, Aves makes all of the rails for your favorite DIY projects, squirted glizzies, and they got a ton of Mac 11 parts. And I would never ever in a million years check them out. And they are a big supporter of this channel, and so I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to Aves Rails, Aves Engineering. Definitely never in a million years check them out. All right, so what is Finnish Brutality? Well, Finnish Brutality is a epic shooting competition that is held in Finland every year and is organized by the outdoor military gear surplus company Varusteleka. Varusteleka, they have been at it for a while now. I think it's probably their 6th or 7th Finnish Brutality, and they are the ones that organize Finnish Brutality and put it on. And so Varusteleka, they helped me out with lodging and food and provided an awesome experience. So in a way, this video is sponsored by Varusteleka. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. This is their plate carrier right here, which I wore for the entire competition. They make a ton of really awesome gear, and it is high quality stuff. I love it. I run it. I'm wearing their pants right now. They make awesome stuff. So if you don't come to a Finnish Brutality, at the very least, check out their website. They got a ton of stuff, and it's quick shipping to the US, and they're just really good people. So big shout out to Varusteleka. So Finnish Brutality consists of 10 stages, not your traditional USPSA, IPSC style shooting matches. They are much more physical, much more intense, much more simulating kind of what you would be under in terms of if you're in combat, in terms of the stress level. I've never experienced combat, so I can't say if it's like combat or not, but it's definitely more geared toward a military approach to shooting competitions. There are huge penalties. This is a big, big difference between USPSA and Finnish Brutality, or the Brutality matches in general. There are Brutality matches here in the US that you can attend. They're organized by Russell Fagan and Carda. My goal is to eventually get to one of those. I am doing a Moons Out competition, which is run by Ian, Forgotten Weapons, and that's going to be in March, so I'm super excited about that. But I would like to do a Brutality match here in the US at some point soon. So one of the big differences between USPSA and Finnish Brutality are the penalties. The penalties are far greater and far more intense in the Brutality matches, at least Finnish Brutality, and therefore it is very important to make your hits and not miss your bonus shots or finish the stage, because when you don't finish the stage, it's got a huge penalties. So if you don't get any penalties in Finnish Brutality, you're going to probably finish in the top 20 at the very least if you don't get any penalties. That's how important penalties are. And with that said, let's get into overviewing how I did. So before we review some of the footage here, I want to just say that last Finnish Brutality, I think I finished like 120 something, or maybe something around there. It was not so great. And then I think there was around 200 competitors last year, and it was my first ever Brutality match. And I think I did okay in some parts, but then I really got nailed with penalties on other parts. So my goal this year to try to finish in like the top 25% of competitors. Now this year in August, there was 235 total competitors. And so this year I wanted to focus more on trying to get a little bit better, get less penalties, and just finish the stages. I did much better this year, so I'm really excited about that. However, I didn't do Breacher, which was a additional painful part of the competition, which really didn't have much reward other than just the fact that you got through it. I did Breacher last year, and I had a serious case of some kind of stomach bug while I was doing it, and so it was pretty brutal, not to set up excuses. And so I decided this year I was going to forego doing Breacher, which I got a lot of shit for. Understandably, I kind of pussied out on it. So I did not do Breacher this year. But with that said, I think not doing Breacher did help me focus more on the competition and trying to get better scores on the stages, which I ended up doing. So this year I did meet my goal of finishing in the top 25% of competitors. I finished 53rd overall out of 235, which I felt pretty good about. And I almost made it in like the top 20, 25 total competitors if it wouldn't have been for this one stage, and we'll go over it and I'll talk all about it. I was competing this year in Armored TST, which is full kit, plate carrier, or at least enough weight. I think it was 12 kilos, I believe, something like that, of gear. And so you had to carry your water, all of the supplies that you needed for the competition you had to keep on you and keep on you at all times. It's also another really important thing about Brutality matches that you have to retain your magazines. So if you drop a mag when you're reloading, you have to pick it up, and that's gonna come into play in a stage very soon that I'll tell you about. So stage one is called Carda Precision, and so it's the Carda drill, and there's usually a variation of the Carda drill, which is throwing a kettlebell and then shooting from the position where you throw the kettlebell from. So this one was a variation of that, except you had to shoot from a armored vehicle and then with a precision rifle, and if you make the hit, it's a bonus, and then you exit the armored vehicle, grab your rifle, and run to each target with the kettlebell, and you have to actually get the kettlebell inside the tire. So you have to actually throw the kettlebell inside the tire, and then only then, once it gets inside the tire, can you shoot at your next target. You have to make it all the way down to the final tire and make it as far as you can back, and as far as you can go is your time. So everyone timed out on this one because it was more of a how many tires can you get rather than how quickly you can finish the stage. Let's look at the footage now. Shouts out to Calvin, Firepower United, helping film. And I missed the shot. Unfortunately, I missed the precision rifle shot, so I was a little bummed about that. So I did not get the bonus on this stage. Grab my rifle, and the sling gets caught on the seat there. So it took me a sec, and I'm just sprinting as fast as I can to the kettlebell. I think the first target, I think this is about 150 yards, if I'm correct. Or maybe about 100 yards. That's probably more about like 100 yards. Got a good throw on that first throw. The main goal was to try to get just 2 throws, and every time, so actually I was wrong. So every time you throw the kettlebell, you have to shoot. And however long it takes in terms of throws, you have to shoot every time you throw it. So there's 2 throws to the first tire. And trying to get a good wind up to get a good roll there on the kettlebell. Got a good roll. Time to shoot again. I'm pretty accurate the first couple of shots, but once the fatigue starts to trickle in, it gets a little bit harder. And that's one of the things that Finished Brutality really helps you with, is getting your... See, here I miss. Another miss. Another miss. Another miss. And I have to readjust here. And there's a hit. So once you get out of breath, it becomes a lot harder to shoot. And that's one thing that Finished Brutality really helps you with, is when you're out of breath and you're tired and you are having difficulty breathing or focusing, you really see the impact on your shootings. And there I go, I'm missing again. And there's a hit. There I go. I was a little bit nonchalant. I was already getting tired here. And there's another hit there. Focusing on the breathing really helped. And I think I'm at the 3rd tire now. I'm about to go to the 4th tire. And you start to get pretty tired. Getting up, going back down with that plate carrier. About 35-ish pounds of gear on me at all times. So it's definitely about probably a quarter of my weight there. Wow, yeah, so there's a hit. And now I'm almost to the 5th. My goal is to get at least to get to the 5th and get the kettlebell inside the 5th. And there I go, timeout. So I was a little bummed, a little pissed, you can see that I didn't get to the 5th. But that was my first stage, the Carda drill stage. Now before I go to the rest of the videos and stages, I just want to describe my rifle. So it was a What Would Stoner Do rifle. It was a KP-15 lower and a What Would Stoner Do upper. It was the enhanced trigger that KE Arms makes on the KP-15. And that thing's super light. It's like 4.5 pound rifle. Had it set up just perfect for what I think the finished Brutality required in terms of a lightweight rifle that you're not going to be dumping a ton of rounds through. It's not going to have to worry about having a pencil barrel, which of course the What Would Stoner Do has a pencil barrel. So it did great. Really happy with the performance of the rifle. I was rocking a A&R Design anvil mount for the T2 optic. And so it's kind of like a little carry handle that actually has pistol sights on it. So they're actually good backup irons for up to about 50 meters. So that's a pretty cool accessory. So big shout out to A&R Design. The next stage is called Monkey Business and it involved shooting from this armored vehicle, jumping off. You have to make 2 hits on each target, jump off, and go across these monkey bars. And if you dropped from the monkey bars and fell, that means you had to go walk through this penalty loop, which was like basically a minefield, a pseudo minefield, where if you hit any of the mines, you had a big penalty. So I mainly just wanted to stay on the monkey bars. And when you get past the monkey bars, you go and shoot pistol and 1 on each target. So let's watch it. So here I go off the armored vehicle, basically like a Finnish Humvee.
Good job.
Load the pistol, 1 shot on each target, twice, put the pistol down, run back. And I took my gloves off for this, mainly because I was shooting the pistol and because I didn't want to slip off these monkey bars, which to me weren't too hard. I didn't have any issues with them.
Let's go.
Now, up, which is a little, vertically challenged. It's a little harder to get up on that sisu, but there's a hit, miss, hit, and back, put it on safe. Pointed down range. Now it's a really important thing is that you can't break the 180 in these competitions or else you will get DQ'd. And luckily I did not get DQ'd. There were a fair amount of people that did though. And safety is like paramount, honestly, which makes sense. Now back to the pistol. And I think this is the one where I have to hit the bonus shot here. There's 1, miss. A couple misses there. Now I got to take the mag out. I don't know why I tried to put it down, put it in my little mag pouch, had a little trouble there. Now I have to hit the bonus shot. And I hit the bonus shot, holster it, and now we're back to the monkey bars one last time. And handled those pretty well. Giving it all I can to run back up here, jump up, and grab my rifle and hit the last 4 shots.
Last 4 hits. Come on! Hit!
Missed 1 there and finish.
Good job. You are done.
And that was a pretty good run, I thought. So in that stage, that was actually tied with my best score for the competition in terms of stages. I got 20th overall out of 235 on that stage. So I felt pretty good about that as a result. If I could be top 20 in any of the stages, that's a W for me. Next stage was involving a indoor situation, which was crazy. All this smoke, it was pretty much dark. You had to render aid to a dummy that was simulating having like leaking blood, so you had to stuff the wound. This was a blind stage, so that it had no prior layout in terms of there was no knowledge going into it. So here I am, have to hit these targets that are downrange out of this window here with the rifle. And it was basically a lineup of targets left to right, and then you had to hit a bonus shot. And so I got a little bit messed up in terms of knowing how many targets to hit there, which was my bad. I had to crawl under this barricade and stuff the wound here with gauze. And you just had to pack this thing tight. And I was trying my best. Now they tell you to move. I have to go back, shoot the rifle again. One more, I guess I didn't finish that, and that definitely messed with my time. Okay, now I had to retain the mag and hit the bonus shot, which is very small plate. And I did get to hit it, which was a good feeling. Now I have to go back to render aid, go underneath this barricade again. I still didn't know if they wanted me to do a tourniquet or whatever, but it was just to keep packing the wound. Now he's telling me to go to the pistol part. Keep going. 6 shots on the close target with the pistol. And I was having a hard time seeing where I was at here with the mag. Now I have to go back, render aid again, and I'm getting all messed up. I'm telling you, it seems easy when you think about it, but then when the buzzer hits and you got to do it, everything goes out the window. And that's the case with a lot of competitions, I think. Once you're under pressure, everything changes. Here I am hitting the pistol. Got a malfunction. Had to hit the right target. And now I have to go back and do medical. And I think I'm timing out pretty soon here because I did not finish the stage, unfortunately. And pack the wound, and there's the time. It's a little bit of a bummer. That stage was not my best stage. That was, I think, my second to worst stage of the whole competition, and I finished overall 108th. So still in the top 50%, but definitely not what I wanted there. All right, next stage. So this stage was pretty incredible. We had to go into these divots, these trenches, and we had to shoot each target, I think, twice. And then we had to pick up these sandbags and basically go to the next trench and then come back and get our rifle after we bring the sandbags. So you can see, this one's a pretty grueling one. Physically, definitely not an easy one. I think Giga from Polar Tactical did a much better job than me on this. It's heavy and definitely not my strength. And I also rolled my ankle real good, which you'll see in a sec here. And the small target here was pretty small, so it's definitely harder to hit. And when you're tired, and we're going to the third trench here, and when you're tired, shooting is a lot harder. And there's the ankle roll there. You can see here the ankle just gets turned on me, and just decided, the adrenaline's going, just keep on rolling. Don't break the 180 with the rifle either. Now here we are in the third trench. Couple misses here. There's a hit, and easy to hit the big one. Now here we go with I think it was around 40 pounds. Bringing it back to the other trench, so we have to go all the way back to where we started, and then we complete the stage. My legs are jello and my ankle is hurting me, but I'm gonna keep it going, getting some cheers from the fellow squadron. And here we are. There's a hit. Hit. Couple misses. A little high. And there's a hit. Now keep it moving. Grab the sandbag. Go to the last hole here. And boy, oh boy, I was sucking air here at the end. You can tell I'm just definitely gassed with all that gear on. Grab the rifle, don't break the 180. And we're on our last. Shouts out to Jordan. And then they finished the stage there. So a lot of great support from the media squad. There was a ton of really good folks in there that were cheering me on. And that's another great thing about Finish Brutality, is just really a lot of great camaraderie. And the sauna, after you've done a long day of shooting and intense competition, you all can hang out in the sauna and enjoy the Finnish tradition of the sauna. So in that stage, I got 71st overall, and I got 58th in my division. So not super great, but not the worst either. All right, next stage. So the next stage was one of the most entertaining ones. It involved going through a tunnel which had a fair amount of water in it, but you had to kneel down in order to go through the tunnel. Now, I decided before taking this stage and doing this, I was going to bring my sandals in my pack, which I wore the whole competition because we have to retain all of our gear. So sandals might be kind of soft, honestly. I wore some Birkenstocks, guys. I didn't want my boots to be wet for the rest of the trip, and I'm glad that I did it because I don't think it hindered my performance at all, really, or at least not that much. You'll see at the beginning I do slip, but let's just watch it. And you'll notice too that I have my boots tied to my bag, which I was really hoping didn't get wet. So I've got the boots tied to my bag. The pistol I'm running in this competition is the AirX Delta L. Love that pistol. Slovenian gun, super underrated, and they're very affordable here in the US, so I highly recommend using the AirX Delta L or giving it a shot. Now this first barricade position, I had to get on my tippy toes and try my best there. The target's about 50 yards away, I'd say. Made it my 2 hits here. Now we got to go to our third position. Now we put our rifle down on safe. Here I am with the ammo can, and you'll see I almost eat it right here. Ah! Yeah, then I'm getting underneath here, getting through, trying my best to haul the ammo can. Some people threw the ammo can through there. I just kind of kept it underneath me and kind of used it to shimmy my way through. Got a little wet there at the end going under that water spray. Here I am trying not to slip here with my sandals on. Now we're hitting the pistol. Miss, hit, hit. Oh, there. So it's just two shots of the pistol on target, and then you can keep moving. And there is a bonus, I believe, at the end of this with the pistol. And here I am shimmying through again, trying not to fall and get everything wet, because then wearing the sandals would be all for naught. And there I go. Ammo can down. Grab that rail because I was going to fall if I didn't. And here we go with the 3 positions again. First barricade position, no misses. Oh, miss. And got the hit there. Now on my toes here. Trying to get my position right. And got both pretty quick there. Now we're back through the tunnel. Second to last tunnel trip here. Didn't slip there. And you can see I'm able to get through there without getting too wet. Some people got fully soaked. Ammo can down. Here we go with our pistol one last time. Now bonus shot. Bonus shot. Got the bonus shot and retain the gun. Lock it in. Here we go. Last time through the tunnel. Trying to go as fast as I can. Emerging from the mud. Trying my best here. Hold on to that 2x4 so I don't fall on my ass. And here we go with the last 3 positions. 2 hits quick there. Decided to go for the high. Oh, miss. Come on, Short King, Jordan said. There's 1 hit and 2 hits. So That stage, I kind of thought I must have been like mediocre in, but I actually finished in the top 22. So I got 22nd overall out of everyone in that stage, out of 235 competitors. So I felt really good about that stage. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but I with the sandals on and all. So far I was feeling like, all right, I'm doing okay. Okay, so the next stage is a much more kind of concentration, high risk of penalty scenario where we have to follow these lights on the ground, and the light tells you whether to shoot with one hand or two hands, and you can hold on to the kettlebell, but you have to move the kettlebell to each of these positions. On top of that, if you hit one of the hostage targets, it was like a 300-second penalty or something crazy. It was extremely important that I didn't miss, so I took my time and I set down the kettlebell every time I shot with one hand. So here we go.
Stand by.
And I'm seeing the light and it tells me red over here, so I'm putting the kettlebell down and got a hit there. So we're going for the center target, and there's a green one, so I can use both hands. Now I got a green one. So we're going for the center target. If you hit either of those white targets on the left or right, you get a massive penalty. Massive. Could ruin your entire competition. One shot. There's one-handed, and we got another red one, one-handed. Now the optic I'm running on that, the RX Delta L, is a Steiner. It's their Acro. Basically, it's like the Steiner version of the Acro. MPS is what it's called. Two hands. And there is going to be a mag change here. Now these are just completely random. There's no order, so it just randomizes it every time. One-handed again here. Green is two-handed now. Okay, empty mag. Swap out the mag, retain the mag, and slide closes on. I put the mag in there. We're now on one hand again. So far so good, haven't missed anything. Another one-handed red here. Trying to go as quick as I can and breathe between carrying the kettlebell to each stage and position. So far so good, haven't missed. Two hands. Now we got a one-handed one, and we're almost done, I think. Oh, got a mouth. This was different kind of ammo. This was a flat nose ammo, and so it was subsonic, and it wasn't running in certain guns. Like Ian's Alien really had a hard time running in, and I did get a couple malfunctions, but I was able to clear them. And overall, the pistol ran really, really well. And there I was pretty excited because I felt like I didn't miss anything. So I knew I didn't get any penalties. So I felt really good about that one. And on that stage, as far as my overall score, I got 26th overall. So out of 26 out of 235 on that stage. So really did pretty well. The next stage was the next day. This was the coolest stage by far. Honestly, the coolest stage I had the most fun on. It was so cool. You shot out of a car. You started with your rifle. You shoot out of a car, and you shoot out of the windshield, and you shoot these balloons that are attached to RC cars. I mean, so cool. So here we go. All right, grabbing the rifle, charging the rifle, trying to hit these RC cars. They're moving around. I'm having a huge difficulty shooting these things. I felt like this was going to be not that hard, but boy, it was a lot harder than it looked. And I think I get one here. After a while, I got a little frustrated and just kind of dumped a few. And I'm almost through the mag here. Now, 10 to the paper. And so I did get the target there at the end. New magazine, retain the mag.
After making the 10, please remove the magazine and make the bonus shot.
Remove the mag to make the bonus. And I was able to get the bonus, which is good. Get out of the vehicle. This was harder because you gotta grab the rifle. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose any mags.
Now I've saved the passenger to the EVAC zone.
So we gotta take the passenger now, sling the rifle around me. Can make sure you don't break the 180. And I couldn't get the door open at first. Now, cranking it out, just going as fast as I can to the next area. And here we go with the penalty situation. So that center box is the box that you have to shoot the penalty shot from, and if you can see, you have to hit the targets, you know, you can hit them left to right as much as you want. I had a malfunction, or I didn't charge the rifle, and I had to hit the penalty immediately. Go to the penalty, hit one shot, and now back. Now 7 seconds to hit all these targets. I think there's 5 or 4 or 5 here. And a fair amount of misses there, but I was able to not get a penalty, thankfully. Alright, so there's 4 targets, and then so now I have to hit the bonus. And I'm having a hard time putting my mags in the dump pouch. Hit the bonus. Everyone's cheering me on. And then the worst thing happens. I dropped a mag, and the RO came back and told me to grab it. I should have just left it, because the consequence was me getting ready to shoot these targets with my pistol and timing out. And all of those targets, each of those targets, was 60 seconds. And so I think there was at least 4 or 5 targets there. And so I got like a 240-second penalty or something, or maybe more. And so that ruined my entire competition in terms of my chances at like a top 25. That I finished 139th. All right, next stage, wrestling stage. This was insane because we had to wrestle a bear of a man. You know who you are. And push your competitor back, and you had to give it all your effort. And if you weren't giving it all your effort, you'd get a penalty. If you push the guy back a certain amount of times, then each one is a bonus. And so if you were a big dude that could actually throw this guy around, you could get a lot of points. And that's what the winner of the competition did. He got, I think, 8 or 9, and he just picked the guy up because he was super strong. So that's not me, unfortunately. And my 145 pounds had a hard time getting him across. So they gave me a little smelling salts for fun there at the beginning there. So we had to hit the dueling tree after we hit 10 shots on paper. Having a little trouble with the dueling tree here. Get it though, get all the targets. Now we get to do the fun part where we wrestle. And unfortunately, wearing a mask is not a great vibe for this, because my ear pro just automatically basically came off, and you can see, bloop, there goes my ear pro. So I'm gonna have to get that, and if you're giving enough effort, they'll let you get at least one, but then they turn it on. And as you can see, I'm having a hard time getting them here. Trying to get as much leverage as I can. Now I've reached the time limit, so I have to go back, put my ear pro on, and the glasses, which fell off, which did not help me. Now we've got our empty mag. Time to reload, and here we go, back with the dueling tree. And we got a malfunction here, which I think was an ammo issue. There we go, back at it one more time here with the wrestler. Trying my best to get leverage. I did do a little bit of wrestling in high school, but this is tough against someone so much heavier and much stronger than I. Trying my best, and I think my glasses may have come off, or my ear pro comes off again. And no, I retained all my gear that time. making sure that the ear pro's on here, which I don't know if it was actually at the end here. I think I took one shot and I had to readjust it. Yeah, I felt that crack. And I did really well in the dueling tree that time. Oh, there's Calvin. What's up, Calvin? Here I go, last time. And there goes my glasses. So the glasses actually retained, the frame stayed on, but the lenses fell out. And so I was like, oh fuck, this is going to be a... And so then this gentleman gave me his iPro. And I was able to swap the iPro out here. And I got time there, so I reached the time, so I didn't get a chance to push him anymore. Here I go with the iPro that was lent to me during the stage, which thanks to that gentleman. And I have to do a mag reload to get one last shot, I think. Try my best to get it in there. And last 2 shots, boom. So it's a spinning dueling tree, and I'm done. All right, well, how did I do overall on that stage? That was a difficult one. Mainly because the gear was falling off and that was not the vibe, but I got 91st overall, so better than the top 50%, but not super great. Moving on. This was a wild one because I came close to probably DQing here. You have to drag the tire across this range here to this square, and then you have to do a spinner target. So with the pistol, you have to do a spinner target, and I did really well with the pistol and the spinner target. It took a little bit of time for me to get out of the holster, but here we go, hitting one on the top, and then I get 2 on the bottom there. I don't think I missed once, and then I said, oh, I can get it over, so that was about as best I could possibly do, and then we have to hit a bonus shot, take out the mag. I was really happy with my spinner performance there, and hit the bonus shot. Now this is where it goes a little tits up. I lose my balance, land. He said, watch the muzzle, so I keep the muzzle down, even though it doesn't have anything in it. We still have to be mindful of the muzzle, not flag myself. And then I get the tire over to the second area, and now I'm so tired. I'm trying to get the band off, and of course my ear pro doesn't like to stay on with the mask on, which I invited this on myself. Now we're doing a spinner again with the rifle. And here we go, trying to get the spinner and bonus shot, and I'm done. So that one was pretty good, but I could have done much better if I hadn't fallen. Still, regardless, I got 47th out of 235, so I felt really pretty good about that. All right, final stage, stage 10. This was my best stage, I'd say, and it was fun. It was the most fun because we got to set off an explosive, and we used a detonator and everything, and it involved staying mentally focused because you had to memorize a series of numbers and letters that you had to learn at the beginning, and then you had to retain that information because you did not have access to it, and then go and correctly shoot the pistol targets at the end inside this little shoot house thing. You had to shoot the correct order that you learned at the beginning of the stage. So you'll see right here. This one's so much fun. This one was awesome because you got the letter E through the window, 2 windows. 10 shots here, you'll see. Here we go. And through the window, 10 shots. And 10 shots. And now we have to keep, put the rifle on safe. And we have to hit this target 3 times. Hit those steel targets. Now I'm being very careful as to retain the magazine in my dump pouch. Now I realized I had missed. I did not do the 4th shot, so I hit the 4th shot there with the last round that was in my rifle, and then I'm memorizing the sequence, and I'm just trying to say it in my head as many times as I can. I'm just saying that in my mind right now. I'm just saying the order of what I read. And so now we have to correctly connect the detonator here and get it all set up with the tripwire and everything. And here I go to connecting it. Now that's all ready to go. And now we've got to hit some targets behind this car. This is just so much fun. I would highly recommend you guys try this because this is so much fun. 3 for 3 there. Well, missed the last one and got that. Now magazine out. And now we hit the bonus shot here. And now we're detonating. So get down And I have a little work to do here. Connect the right cords here and get ready for the detonation, which is going to happen right in front of the car there.
Fuck the ATF.
A little special message for the ATF. And now we are going into the shoot house area where I have to hit the correct targets in the correct order. There's one, there's two, and now I've got the right order here, and 3, and that is time. So that's the final stage. And then in the final stage, I got 20th overall, which was really great, I thought, and I got 17th overall in my division. So 20th overall out of 235 on the last stage. I was like, oh, that's great. So that was all of the stages of Finish Brutality 2024. And boy, oh boy, I just love competing in this kind of competition because it really tests your mental focus, your endurance, and your shooting skills, and your physical endurance. It's extremely rewarding when you get something right, and of course it's a bummer when you get something wrong, but you do learn really a lot of stuff about yourself in many ways through a competition like this. It's about friendship and camaraderie, it's about mental toughness, it's about not giving up, and it's about physical preparedness and gear and having the right gear for the right situation. All that stuff goes into it, and it's just a great time. Now, with all that said, I am preparing to leave for Finish Brutality 2025 Fire and Ice this Tuesday. So when you guys watch this video, it might be this weekend, I will be documenting my experience at Finish Brutality 2025, which is a winter brutality. We're gonna be doing some skiing, I'm sure, and probably getting pretty chilly in the Finnish brutal winter, and it is gonna be an absolute brutality, I'm sure. I had an awesome time, and I wanna just thank Varustoleka so much for having me. I never would have guessed that I'd be doing this, and I just wanna thank them for providing a great experience and a really fun time. Stay tuned, I'll be posting all my adventures on Instagram, so you can follow me on Instagram at printshootrepeat. Thank you guys for watching another video. I hope you guys get involved in some shooting competitions. It is so rewarding, even if it's just regular stuff like USPSA or whatever, or Steel Challenge. Shoot competition, it will make you a better shooter, and it's a ton of fun. With that, guys, thanks again for watching another episode. I'll see you on the next one.